Hey guys, Miz here from my weekly and welcome to another class, spec and artifact preview. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Fire Mage. If you've already seen the changes to the spells and talents for the Fire Mage, feel free to skip over the first bit of the video and continue on to the artifact questline. But for the rest of us, let's take a look at the spellbook first. We still have Blink. Combustion as a cooldown now reads: engulf yourself in flames, increasing your critical strike chance by 100% for 10 seconds. And also grants you mastery equal to your critical strike stat. We have things like Conjure Refreshments and Counterspell. We have Dragon's Breath, which is still the same, dealing damage and disorienting targets in front of us for 4 seconds. Fireball. Flame Strike as our AoE. We have Frost Nova and Ice Barrier, Rooting, and the Shield. And while the shield holds, spellcasting will not be interrupted by damage. We have Inferno Blast. Now, I don't play a Fire Mage, so I don't know if this is a new spell or not, but if it is, with it, we blast the enemy for damage, and it will always be a critical strike. And Inferno Blast is not on the global cooldown. It can be cast while casting other spells. And it has 2 charges, and it's on a rough 12-second recharge rate. Then we have our always handy Polymorph. We have our portals and teleports. We have Pyroblast, which does a hell of a ton of damage, but is on a long cast timer. We have Scorch, which can be casted while moving. We have Slow Fall, Spell Steal, Time Warp. So those spells are still around. We have Lost, Arcane Intellect, the buff. And we have Critical Mass as a passive. Multiplies the critical strike chance of Fireball, Pyroblast, and Scorch by 1.3. We have Enhanced Pyrotechnics. Each time our Fireball fails to critically hit a target, it gains a stacking 10% increased crit chance. And this effect will of course end when Fireball does actually critically strike. We have Hot Streak. Getting off 2 direct damage critical hits in a row will make our next Pyroblast or Flame Strike instant cast, and will cost double the normal Ignite damage. Then we go to Ignite itself. Your target burns for an additional percentage over 9 seconds for the total direct damage caused by your Fireball, Inferno Blast, Scorch, Pyroblast, and Flame Strike. If this effect is reapplied, any remaining damage will be added to the new Ignite. Every 2 seconds, your Ignites may spread to another nearby enemy. Molten Armor increases our crit strike chance and reduces our physical damage taken by 6%. And the last one is also a talent. So, in general, especially if you look at the core abilities, we'll be wanting to cast Fireball, well, Pyroblast at the start before we have any aggro on anything. Then we'll be wanting to cast Fireball and Inferno Blasts whenever we can. Use Combustion when we need the increased bursts. Scorch while moving, and of course Hot Streak is just a passive. And when Pyroblast turns instant, of course, we throw it at the enemy. Let's move to the talents. The first one is Pyromaniac. Casting Pyroblast while Hot Streak is active has a 50% chance to instantly reactivate Hot Streak. So that means, let's see, Hot Streak was... I believe that it became instant casts. I'm looking over it now. Whatever, doesn't matter. Whenever Pyroblast becomes instant cast, it has another 50% chance to, again, become another instant cast, which is pretty nice. Conflagration. Enemies affected by Ignite have a chance to flare up. While flared up, they deal damage to enemies nearby. Firestarter. Fireball can now chain up to 1 nearby target. So that means you can cleave with Fireball through this talent. Shimmer. When you take damage, there's a 30% chance the cooldown of Blink will be reset, and it cannot occur more than once every 30 seconds. Cauterize, still the same. When we take fatal damage, we'll go up in health, and then we'll burn most of our health back over 6 seconds. Ice block, a talent. You become trapped in a block of ice, and you're immune to damage. Mirror image is now a talent. Maybe it already was. But they'll obviously do the same. And they last for 40 seconds and on a 2-minute cooldown. Rune of Power. Place a rune on the ground, which increases our spell damage by 50% for 8 seconds. No, 8 seconds? 10 seconds. Incanters magical energy flows through you while in combat, building up to 20% increased damage and then diminishing down to 4% increased damage, cycling every 10 seconds. Blast Wave creates an explosion around the target enemy or ally, so it's another AoE. And the primary target will take 100% increased damage. Flame On, when activated, grants 2 charges of Inferno Blast. So, if 2 charges isn't enough, get Flame On, use it when Inferno Blast has 0 charges, and you have 2 again. Controlled Burn, when you gain heating up, there's a 10% chance to instantly go into Hot Streak. This chance is increased by your critical strike. Icy Flows allows us to cast more spells while moving, instead of just Scorch. Ring of Frost is the same as on live. Ice Ward, your Frost Nova now has 2 charges. That doesn't really seem useful to me, but who knows, maybe it'll be handy in one boss encounter. Living Bomb, the target becomes a living bomb, taking damage over time, and when it explodes, it deals an additional damage to the target and all enemies within 10 yards. Now this may be spread by Inferno Blast, so if we cast Living Bomb on a target and then cast Inferno Blast on them, Living Bomb will spread to a second target. Use Inferno Blast again, hey, it's on the 3rd target as well. So you can deal some heavy damage, AoE damage I should say, to a group through this method. Unstable Magic, Arcane Blast, Fireball, and Frostbolt have a 30% chance to explode on impact. I assume they'll take Arcane Blast and the Frostbolt out of the wording if the talents are going to be spec specific, but I assume this means that this is an older talent. It'll just deal more damage and also deal some AoE damage. Flame Patch, Flame Strike ignites the ground that it's cast on, leaving a path of fire behind, which continues to burn enemies in it. So again, more AoE. Kindling. Your Fireball, Pyroblast, and Inferno Blast critical strikes reduce the cooldown remaining on combustion by 1 second. Cinderstorm. Now, let's have some fun. Cinderstorm throws a spread of 6 cinders that travel in an arc and deal damage to eat enemies they hit. The Cinderstorm. That looks pretty cool, but we did not have to target anyone. It's just in an arc in front of you. And then we have Meteor. Oh god, it's updating talents. That means we're either lagging out, or we just can't do anything with the talents right now. Huh, there we go. Meteor, again, AoE, and a pretty cool animation. Sorry. Sides, sure. Yay, fire damage. I'll go with Kindling. Great, so those are our talents. Now for the artifact quest. When I logged in, I got it right away. It's an auto-accept quest, and it had a roleplay prompt. This Meryl Fellstorm had contacted us as a mate. So, you may not know me, but I need your help, Bursinger. Meet me in the tower above the Silver Enclave, and I'll explain everything. Make haste, I fear we have little time. Why, hello there.
Hello.
I was a fool. I thought that I could banish Cathra Natir once and for all, but instead the Dreadlord broke free. In the years he spent trapped within my body, he must have also been privy to my knowledge. The secrets of the Council of Tirisfal. The damage he can do with this knowledge is unthinkable. He must be stopped. Cathra Natir escaped from my grasp, but I know where he plans to go. There is an ancient relic, the Forge of the Guardian, which has been used by the Council of Tirisfal for centuries to imbue the Guardian of Tirisfal with their power. The location of the forge is hidden, known only to the council members themselves. Now the Dreadlord has this knowledge. We must go to the Violet Hold. I only hope we are not too late. Defeat Cathra Natir in the Violet Hold, and we'll get the teleport to the Class Hall spell. We don't have much time. This portal will take us directly to the Violet Hold. Looks like the Dreadlord is one step ahead. Hurry, the passage is this way. It's over, Dreadlord. Your reign ends here today. Ha! Pitiful wretch. You should have brought an army. What good is one little mage against the power of the Nathrezim? You are pathetic. Your feeble spells cannot stop me. It is too strong. We need to use the power of the forge. Find a way past Catherine's barrier and destroy something. It's one. I can't heal myself, can I, in combat? Okay. I didn't... Ah, there we go. You will not escape so easily, little mage. Activate the forge. Take my power, champion, and banish this demon back from whence it came. Alodi was the first guardian of the Tirisfal Council. Spell power increased by a lot. So it's pretty cool that we get to share the power of the first guardian. Fool, the Legion will know your secrets. No, it won't. Count your days, mage. I will return. Meryl. Lodi! It is good to see you, old friend, though I wish it were under better circumstances.
That better be good.
Dreadlord is only temporarily defeated. He will soon return to the twisting nether. I see. Then I know what must be done. Oh, look at that one. Help Meryl and Elodie transport the Forge of the Guardian to a safe location. Elodie, my friend and I will need your help transporting it. Okay. I fear we may need it if we are to survive the Burning Legion this time. The Hall of the Guardian. It pains me to see this place in such disrepair. The hall hasn't seen any use since the disbanding of the Council of Tirisfal. The wards protecting this place are still strong. I think it will serve our needs. Oh man, this is really cool for the mages. Plan. I plan to reform the Tiris Guard, and this mage will be its first champion. What say you, Brissinger? Well, okay. There. It is decided then. The foundation of Tiris Guard's strength lies in the ancient artifacts wielded by its champions. Your first task will be to retrieve such an artifact. The master appendix of this library lists every artifact known to the Council of Tirisfal. There should be a few choices in there worth looking into. I will leave it to you to choose which to pursue. Right, well, I assume it's the big floating book. We're going for Felo'melorn. Not elven weapons, not when they are reforged with magic and hatred and a burning need for revenge. No, Arthas. Felo'melorn is stronger than ever, as am I, Kelthus Songstrider. You periodically accumulate flame orbs. Flame orbs cause your pyroblast to be replaced by a phoenix's flame. Flame Strike, in its native tongue. Felo'melorn was born into battle by members of the Sunstrider family, so they proved their valor in the War of the Ancients, during the Troll Wars, and against the Death Knight, Arthas Menethil. Ultimately, the sword was lost in the frigid wastes of Northrend. Select.
Speak quickly.
Let's see. That is a wise choice.
Trust no one.
Ah, Felo'melorn. I am familiar with this weapon. For ages, the Council of Tirisfal attempted to recover the blade. Its control over the primal forces of fire would be devastating in the wrong hands. As luck would have it, an associate of mine, Archmage Modera, has recently uncovered some information on this artifact. This crystal contains a message from her. I suggest you start your search there. The portal over there will bring you back to the city.
Remember, patience.
Return here once you've retrieved the artifact, Brissinger. In the meantime, I'll see about tidying up this place a bit. Enchanted brooms. Yeah. Cover the crystal's message. Greetings, Brissinger. I am Modera, Archmage of the Council of Six. I've come across a lead on a weapon that could significantly aid you against the fight in your fight against the Legion. My source is unable to join us within the city. I ask that you meet me at the crater of the city's foundation in Hillsbrad. Due to the sensitive nature of this matter, I also ask for your discretion. If you attempt to speak to me at another location, I will disavow any knowledge of this message. I await your arrival. Alright, so let's get a mount. We don't need a queue. Meet Archmage Modera in Hillsbrad. Now, there should be a portal in this unfinished Aegwyn's tower. Aegwyn, Medivh's mother, former guardian of Tirisfal. Dalaran Crater. go. Welcome, Bersinger. I'm glad you obtained my message.
Well met.
I found information on just the thing we need to turn this war in our favor. Felo'melorn, the runeblade of the kings of Kel'Thalas. It was said to harness the very essence of flame, and after being reforged by Kael'thas, could even stand against the legendary Frostmourne. We thought that the blade was lost with Kael'thas' death, but an associate of mine has a lead on where it may be located. We need every advantage we can get, and with Felo'melorn in your hand, the Legion will surely tremble. Ah, our company is here.
Farewell.
Our enemies will
Aethys,
fall.
Sunreaver. Thank you both for meeting me in a hospital location. I assure you, if I was able to join you in Dalaran, I would. The wounds of the Divine Bell incident run deep, Aethys. Others in the Council are not as forgiving as I. Precisely why I'm here. If I can't return to the Council, then at least I wish to gain access to the city once again, in trade for my information. I shall see what I can do. You have my thanks, friend. I used to know a distant relative of King Anasterion, Liandra Sunstrider. She has had the Sunstrider name, but in truth her branch of the family had no claim to the throne. After Kael'thas' betrayal, she became obsessed with finding Felo'melorn. I thought it was a fool's errand, and indeed it has been for many years since I last heard from her. That all changed when I began my own search for the location of the blade. I saw a vision of her with a weapon in hand. Around her, the land was covered in ice, and a fortress loomed overhead. Ice Crown, then? Indeed, and nothing happens in Ice Crown unknown to him. I'd actually be surprised if he didn't have a hand in this.
The dark times
the
will
Lich King.
pass.
Our next journey will be to Ice Crown, Bersinger. There, in the heart of the Scourge, we will find Felo'melorn.
Keep your wits about you.
This time we make our move, Bersinger. I can conjure a portal that will take you directly inside, but it will take some time before I can make another and join you. The Lich King will no doubt sense the magic of your arrival, so you will need to move fast to locate Felo'melorn and secure it. If Liandra has the blade with her, then I fear may she not relinquish it easily. Be prepared for anything, Bersinger.
Remember the sun well.
The portal will take you directly to Ice Crown. Hurry, it won't last long. I'll follow you after as soon as I can. Alright, into Ice Crown we go. Meet the Iceborn Conjurer. Sense that a foolish mage has come in search of plunder. You underestimate the dangers of Ice Crown. These have less health, don't they? Was that 3 pyroblasts in a row? What's the best way to go about this? Probably just leave them there. And of course, Ice Barrier. 3 of them in a row. Destroy the walls. Let me eat first, and then I'll destroy the walls. Next powerless. Oh yeah. I too came to Ice Ground in search of Felo'melorn. Lich King gave me the blade and more. He gave me purpose. There's only when the blinding pain of fire of life left me did I see the truth. Only then did the majesty of time become revealed. You do not realize that's what you're groping in. That you're groping in the darkness. Felo'melorn in your hands would be wasted. I'm going the wrong way. The blade will be mine by the will of the master and by blood. If you oppose me, you will be struck down. Well, Lyandra, like your brother, I think it is, brother, you too shall fall. What am I doing wrong? I shouldn't be taking so much damage. Die. Okay. Let's eat up. Am I missing a spell in my bars that I'm supposed to use? I just changed talents. I mean, Pyromaniac is really good. I'm not going to change that. Rise is a good backup. I'd rather have that than Ice Block. Panther's Flow. I could go with Mirror Image. I mean, 2 minutes cooldown, but that way, if I need to kite or anything, I'll still do damage. I could go for Blast Wave, but Controlled Burn is better. Ice Ward, no. Ring of Frost, no. I haven't used the Living Bomb. That's not on my bars. That could be a... And Kindling isn't good enough. I'm going with Meteor. Foolish mortal, you should have left when you had the chance. Arise, ghouls, feast upon the heart of this intruder. Okay, quickly. Let's... Again, I will not be defeated. Come, my pet, sate your hunger with the flesh of the living. Charbon, hello. Here. Yandra Sunstrider. Enough of these games. This ends here. I complete. Awaken, Gorewing. That was nice. 4 pyroblasts in a row. I remember who you were. The creature in front of me now is just another walking corpse. Felo'melorn is yours. Take it. No doubts linger. You're truly worthy of the blade. Claim your prize and leave, hero. The living have no place in this prison of ice. Felo'melorn. Yeah, the flame orbs. Yeah. An inglorious stain on the Sunstrider name has been removed. Good work, hero. Let's get out of here before the Lich King decides we've overstayed our welcome. Esteemed Archmage of the Council, may I present to you Brissinger, bearer of Felo'melorn.
King's honor, friend.
Felo'melorn, I can barely believe that such great power is locked within a blade as beautiful as this. With this weapon in your hands, the Legion will surely fall.
Safe travels.
As you see, our former colleague followed through on his promise of assistance. I trust you will take that into a consideration of his request. How do we know he won't just betray the Kirintor once again? If he wished to use the blade on his own ends, then he would have simply given it to one of his own Sunreavers. Aethys's actions appear to be genuine. I say we grant his request. Very well, that is 2 in favor of allowing Aethys back into the city. Answer him. I take it your vote is no? Fine, I trust the wisdom of Carlane's council. I vote yes. And how say the rest of you? Yes, of course. Archmage Vargoth nods. Vargoth got an upgrade. Then it is decided, Aethys Sunrunner, you are free to go. Do not misuse this opportunity given to you. Hey, Vargoth. How are things? I don't know Carlane. Of course we know
There is much to
Khadgar.
be done.
Modera was the one
You
who
are our
took the
last
quest from.
best hope.
An Instrum Sun. Runeweaver, I don't know either. I sense the power of the artifact you hold. It will do well against the Legion as it is, but we have the ability to unlock its power even further. You must return to the Hall of the Guardian. You can use the incantation I taught you before to pass through the runes. Alright. Teleport to Hall of the Guardian. Holy crap, this looks a lot better. Oh, wow. I like this. This looks really cool.
I am forsaken.
Learn quickly, Bersinger. I think Kathra Natsir will rue the day he made you his enemy. In ancient times, the Forge of the Guardian was used to channel the power of the Council of Tirisfal into one mage, creating a Guardian. But this is not its only use. It also serves as a font of arcane energy, which can be used to manipulate and empower artifacts of this world.
Victory for Sylvanas.
It seems to be... What?
I'm listening. Dark Lady, watch over you.
Hold on. Let's take a look around. Ah, this is the forge in the middle. Alright, so here we are in the trade screen. We see 2 relic slots. And let me explain everything again, just like in the other videos. Relics will be the replacements of weapon drops in Legion. We will have our artifact for the entirety of Legion, which means we have no use for weapon drops. Instead, relics are going to drop, and you can put 2 into your artifact. The relics will do stuff like increase your artifact's item level and increase the power, or rather the ranks, of your traits. Now, what are traits? Traits are like the old school talent system. All the way used up to Cataclysm, you had ranks for your talents instead of the current talent system. And for example, Phoenix Reborn is the first trait we can unlock. Deals damage to each ignited target and grants a flame orb for each Phoenix birthed. So, we're going to take that, and the rest of the artifact traits will unlock. Okay, we can move it around. It doesn't do much. Anyway, you can see the entire tree now, and each time we fill up a rank, it uses 100 artifact power. So we're going to need to collect artifact power through stuff like dungeons, raids, killing rare mobs, probably through questing, stuff like that. And each trait has multiple ranks, and the trait increases your player power in one way or another. For example, this one per rank increases your fireball damage by 5%. This increases the damage reduction of your molten armor by a percentage per rank, etc., etc. This even reduces the cast time of fireball by 0.1 seconds per rank. These are the smaller traits, and for example, this trait hasn't even been filled in yet. You're probably noticing 3 golden talents. This one, and this one. The golden traits, I said talents, I meant traits, are more powerful traits than the others. They'll do more than just reduce or increase something. So, the first one, Pyretic Incantation. Every consecutive critical strike increases your critical strike damage by 15%. So, if you get 3 strikes in a row, you'll have 30% increased critical strike damage. Blast Furnace. Inferno Blast now applies Crucible of Flames, dealing an additional damage over 9 seconds. So, Inferno Blast, which is the one you can cast while other spells are casting, will not only deal direct damage, it will also apply a dot. And then the last one is rank 0 out of 0. The third golden trait has not been put into the game yet for the Fire Mage. Which also means that that's all I can really show you here. Oh, there is a second tab with which you can change the color and the model of your artifact weapon, but they're all locked, so I can't really do anything with that.
What is it?
Your artifact is well on its way to reaching its full potential, but even with this power you will not be able to fight the Legion alone. We will need to begin recruiting other mages to our cause. Unfortunately, the protective wards surrounding the hall may be prohibitive to this. After all, I cannot personally teleport every one of them here. However, a solution to this particular problem might be right under our noses. There's a goblin who is a master of portals and teleportation by the name of Akazam Zarak. His talents have gone mostly unnoticed, however, since he mostly uses them for chicanery. I've never heard of that word. He is what you would call a street performer. Fortunately for us, he is performing in the streets of Dalaran, grifting coins from the unenlightened masses. Take this bag of gold. See if you can convince him to change vocations. Okay.
Beware the living.
Really? This guy has called himself a Lodi? What a Lodi of crap. Take the portal back to Dalaran and bribe this so-called mage. I mean, come on, you're not gonna name your character after the first Guardian of Tirisfal. That doesn't make you cool. That just... Whatever. Moving on. Let's bribe the guy. That's a tip. Yes, it is.
Talk to me!
I'd say you've got my attention, pal. So, you're looking to hire me on full time, eh? If the future payoffs are anything like this, I say you've got yourself a deal. Vines, when picked up, unique. A master of portals and summoning. Seemingly a limited supply of rabbits, also great at parties. Once it converted into a follower. Portals, teleportation. You bet I can help you out with that. I mean, how do you think I pulled the rabbit out of... you didn't hear that. Anyway, I can help you move your mages around. If the price is right, heck, I can even teach those combat mages a thing or two. Ever been on the receiving end of an exploding bunny? It ain't pretty. For starters, let me whip up a portal to take us to this hall you're talking about.
Keep it real!
Alright, let's see if I can get a portal through those wards you're talking about. Piece of cake. See you on the other side. Nice place you got here. No? Okay, that's it. He isn't talking anymore.
Speak quickly.
I understand he may be unconventional, but I think this goblin is exactly what we'll need to quickly get this new Tyrus Guard up to snuff for the task at hand. I've already sent word to many talented mages who can help. They await transportation to the hall where they can begin their new purpose, shall we?
Trust no one.
Alright, Akazam, you have the locations. Do you think you can manage the portals? No sweats, chum. I'll get your mages here in a jiffy. Orient Tundra. Portals are good to go, boss. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to check out the digs here. Mages of Azeroth, I have brought you here to face a threat to the future of the world itself. The Dreadlord Catharan Natir has escaped into the Twisting Nether, and he carries with him the secrets of the Council of Tirisfal. We must hunt him down in the Twisting Nether. Only then will we know his knowledge cannot be used against us. It is to this aim that I hereby reform the Tyrus Guard. I would ask that you join us in taking arms against the Legion. Are you with us? It is done.
What now?
Tyrus Guard is reformed. It is time we begin our mission in earnest. The Order will need leaders, and though I may be an experienced mage, I am no strategist. You have proven yourself capable in both your past exploits and present. Will you take on this challenge?
We are
Of
the
course.
living. Our time
Very
will
well.
come.
It is my honor to dub you in presence of some of the greatest mages of Azeroth as Brissinger, Conjurer of the Terrace Guard. This ancient title was borne by the eldest mages of Azeroth, and it symbolizes the great responsibility placed upon the Terrace Guard. May it serve you well. Now you must meet with our new goblin ally in the war room. You can begin planning our next steps there. I have some personal business to attend to. Right, so let's find this war room. Well, there's certainly a lot of detail. Holy crap, where the hell are we? Training dummies? There we go. So it's on the right hand side on the lower level.
Yo!
So you're a conjurer now, huh? Fancy. We've got a good start with this Terrace Guard thing here, but I think we should keep up with the recruiting if we actually plan on invading Demon Town. Fortunately for you, nobody negotiates contracts like a goblin. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to get the show on the road. This place is nice and all, but it's a bit stuffy. Luckily, I know just the place to go recruit some mages. A whole city of them, in fact. You don't have anything against ogres, do you? Anyway, check the map over there. It'll help you plan your first moves. Choose the Terrace Guard marching orders to choose your first zone. Ah, this thing in the back. Okay. So, again, once again, this is where we have to end the video. The adventure map... hang on. There we go. The adventure map is the place where you choose which leveling zone you go to first. So you can choose any of the 4 zones and then you'll actually go level there. This is also the place where you send out your followers on scouting missions and stuff like that. So a scouting mission should be where they unlock a new piece of content for you and then you actually go do that content. Other than that, we'll just have to see what the adventure map will provide us. It currently isn't working, so we'll have to leave it here. Which means we're at the end of the Fire Mage video, for the Legion Alpha at least. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comments. Click the like button, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, on twitter.com/bmezzy, or follow YWeekly on Facebook at facebook.com/YWeekly. And then you'll also receive notifications when new content on the website comes out, because we also provide written content. And that's it. So, I'm Mezzy, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.